Good morning, guys, for our main Crash Monday. I know this is weird and very new. My name is Tembi. I'm the first section ever I'm doing on our main Crash Monday. So weird, eh? Oh, today we have our main crash.
Interesting.
Did I say main or main? Crash.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have Sylas. He is an entrepreneur, former SRC president, former head boy in Cholocho High School, and also he was into media at some point in time. And right now he is a businessman, a worker. And how do you do it?
Well, it's not that hard.
It's being humble.
There is like what you need the most is the passion.
Uh-huh.
The minute you're passionate about something, it becomes less of a task to just being part of your daily life. Yeah, so running all the entities that we run, the businesses that we run, it becomes part of your daily life because it's like if you have kids, like 10 kids, you know each and every kid's number, you know what they're up to, how they behave, where they are, and stuff like that. Yeah. So basically, it's merely like that.
So it's like you're managing your babies.
Managing my babies,
All
making sure that they grow, and when they are grown enough and slightly older, they can take care of me. And
That's the main name.
That's the main name.
So you went from being an SRC vice president to SRC president. How is it that people will keep voting for you? What is it that you were doing right?
Well, to be honest, I don't think it's one thing that I was doing right. I think it's a group of things that people could resonate with and actually, think that, this guy was the vice president, he was doing this much, and we feel like if we bring him back into the picture as the president, like with more powers, because when you're the vice president, you're somehow limited. There's some things that you cannot do, and there's some things that you need to be asking for approval from the president all the time. And at times, if the president feels like you're now being a little bit big-headed, or people are seeing you too much, like the person wants to fix things everywhere, they can deliberately switch off some of the things
And cut you down.
But now with some of us, we tend to be too resilient in the sense that I then looked for a way of making things work, and I think that's what people then resonated with and said, no, this is good for us. Let's re-elect him and make him the president. And that was fire. That was actually harder than I thought. Because at one point in time, you feel like, when I'm president, things are gonna be like smooth. I'm gonna make this work all the time. I now have the power to make the final decision, and then not reality checks. You now have to get into trouble for
protesting, trying to make things right.
Exactly, yeah. And it doesn't always have to be the protesting routes that we have to take, right, as leaders at times. But you'd have noticed that, I've done everything in the capacity of the position, and the position is now sort of like not sufficing, it's not enough for me to actually and actually do what I actually think, this is better for the students. Like, for instance, I got into trouble for protesting for got into trouble. I actually got arrested. But I was protesting for fees and food accommodation and stuff like that. And one of the major issues was if someone hadn't paid their fees, they'd be chucked away from school. That means that they cannot attend the lectures and everything else. But then if that person manages to find the money just before exams, they allow them to write exams. And that didn't make any sense.
It didn't.
Yeah, because that person is not...
Because they didn't study. They
didn't study, they didn't get the service which is being taught. So now we had come up with an alternative and said, no, let's let the institution withhold the results instead, and please improve our quality of life, because the institution would come to us and say, please compromise, come on, things are not okay, stuff like that. Sleep in fours, starve tonight, or get some bad food, or whatever it is. And then we expected to compromise and say, okay, it's fine, we're doing this for our institution, right? But when it came to them understanding us, right now our parents are finding it hard to raise this money.
Yeah, because even the coaches went up.
Yes,
Again.
exactly. Yeah. So please bear with us. You can withhold our results so that we look for the money during the holidays, but then allow us to be getting the service, which is the education. If education is our birthright, then teach us.
I mean, it's supposed to be free. Why didn't you campaign for that?
Well, we didn't do that, but then we did something closer. I think there was something called attachment fees. Well, you guys did. Sometime in 2016, I was part of the students that raised the issue whereby when you're on attachment, you're not using the school's facilities, right? You're actually out there in the field and stuff like that, but they expect you to pay
full fees. Oh, that's why it was cut.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we made a lot of noise. Then I was still vice president.
Oh, you did a good job.
we tried. Yeah, but it was a team effort,
We appreciate it.
We managed to work it out. It worked, yeah. So it's not difficult, but it's also a fashion thing. It's a fun thing, yeah.
Okay. So, being a businessman now, you have to run a lot of businesses. What motivates you to keep on doing that? Because 10 kids, guys.
Yeah. Well, with business, it's more of the end goal. You don't have to be short-sighted. The motivation comes from first the passion. Secondly, it comes from the past. You look at personally, I looked at my life and I said, this is how I was raised. This is how I grew up. I could see both my parents are civil servants, right? And once upon a time, both my parents were teachers. In 2008. Yes.
Sometimes.
So, very tough times. So, and both my parents never left the country. So I then realized that my parents are passionate about the country. I am passionate about the country because, truth be told, I've gotten offers to leave the country several times, especially after school, especially after the noise and everything else. Yeah. But I sadly I don't regret turning them down for the love that I have for this country. So after seeing that, the motivation then comes from trying to make a better future for the next generation, so that my kid doesn't have to go through what I went through. So if I set up like a line of businesses that is going to sustain the next generation, exactly. And after that, you also try by all means to be influencing the systems that are around you to make sure that the next person can benefit from it. Exactly. It doesn't have to be my ecosystem and my family, whatever it is. No, it's supposed to also benefit the next person. Jobs have been created, new opportunities, and it even goes as way low as just motivating someone to make them see that it's actually possible. Yeah.
So to be a cashier in your company, which qualifications do I need? Because wow.
Well, our organization it's sort of like operates slightly different in the sense that we don't just look at your academic qualification, and at times we don't even look at your academic qualification. What we need is the real you. We need to know who is going to be working for us. So what happens is you go through a training program of about 2 weeks, whereby you show that you're determined, you really want this job, you can take it, and you'll be going through obstacles, daily obstacles that will be put in front of you. If you can overcome those in our training program, then you can yeah.
How about those people? I'm also one of those people, unfortunately. When things don't go around with the cashier, I'll be like, where's your manager? Call me your manager.
So yeah, I get that, and that is super, super cool.
Yes, I want to talk to the manager.
Yes, you have to talk to the manager, yeah. But you'd be shocked. It's only, I think this whole year, I've only had one situation like that. And I'm not the manager. There's a manager at work, and
I want to talk to the manager's manager.
Exactly.
I never do that job.
But now, usually, if they actually undergo the problem, we teach them to make sure that the customer is happy all the time. So at all the given, like anything that you throw to them, you're more than guaranteed that they'll make sure that your situation is solved. Yeah.
Change, guys, change.
Yeah, it's a dynamic atmosphere, but we try by all means to update our trainings and we make sure that the person that is serving you, the cashier, is going to give you like the best experience. We believe that in line with our company statement, that the best product we serve you is the smile on your face. That is our best product. So we believe in more of the experience, the eclectic experience, the QPAC experience, the aroma
it smells nice there.
Yeah. So that's where we are. The minute you enjoy being there, the minute you love the atmosphere, it really doesn't matter what the food. Food becomes a last bonus. Yeah.
The burgers and the samosas there are to die for.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, how do you manage to juggle work life, personal life, and the business? All in the same time?
Well, to be honest, it's not an easy feat because work is demanding, personal life is demanding, and and everything else. You also need a social life. Like you can't really mix everything up. But with me, what I noticed is I give myself within an hour. I give myself a good 2 minutes of my personal social life.
If I was his girlfriend, I wouldn't take 2 minutes to say hi, babe, bye, babe. No, doesn't work like that.
Well, it's yeah.
I'm kidding. It should work like that for you.
I've actually had instances like that whereby, you're dating someone and they don't understand that you have to be busy around this time, and yes, and at times.
And at 8, he's tired, he wants to sleep.
Exactly.
And wake up in the morning, he has to go to work. There's no good night, there's no good morning, there's no conversation.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think I actually lost someone because of that. Yeah, but such is life. Such is life, You then get someone who then understands that no, you have to be at work. If they need to make time for you, they know that they cannot just barge into the workplace and stuff like that. But somehow you find a way of making it work. Yeah, somehow you find a way of
squeezing people in, and then squeezing work in, and then squeezing the social and personal and business.
And the other, it's not really painful, but it's actually an interesting part, whereby you can never really split work from everything else you do.
No, you can't. You go to chill with babe, but still working.
And if something goes wrong and it really, really needs you to chip in.
Like, babe, we'll go hop in. We'll go there.
Yeah.
You sit, I'll do my work.
I'll do it. Yeah. And if you get someone who understands, it works. It works.
Women, you're very strong people. I'm so grateful this is about men.
Yeah.
I was not lecturing you on how to treat women.
Women are very strong people.
But then you're motivated to do it.
Yeah.
And you have the drive, and we sing the work you're doing. You're creating jobs for people. You're serving great samosas, guys. I assure you. Samosas are great. And you're also, like, from being the head boy, it's like you're destined to lead.
Well, yeah. We're trying. I think some of those some of those things you try to avoid them in a way, but there comes a time whereby you realize that if I'm not going to do this and just sit by and wait for someone else to do it, no one's going to do it.
Yeah.
At school, high school when they were like making you the head boy or whatever. Because I became a prefect around like Form 1 or something like that. And to me, it was like
Leaders.
a kick in the face. I was like, so this is the end of my life. Like, I'm not going to be.
Everyone needed a prefect.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, as hard as it was to remain a prefect from Form 1 all the way to Form 4, because like Form 1 is like a long route.
Yes, very
And
long.
you can get
Doesn't
demoted
it?
anytime. Yeah, you can get demoted anytime. So I made it from that Form 1 platform all the way to like Form 4, and I was like, okay, I made it. I think I'm done with this. Let me just finish up and do my A level, and then I think it's gonna be sad because people don't like you.
No, we don't.
You're like the teacher's pet.
You're like punishing us, you're like telling us what to do. We do not like
Yeah.
prefect, we never liked prefect.
See, so I then chilled and said, you know what, maybe it's done. I'm never gonna have to do this again. And if I'm probably gonna come back, the most they can make out of me is a privilege. Yeah. But we had boy to play, so all is well. Then boom, put me up there. I'm like, okay, it's fine. And we thrived. We made it work. And then you go to varsity and doing a tertiary education. You're like, this is the furthest that I can go from any leadership whatsoever. And then
Vice President, SRC.
SRC, and if it's in you try by all means to make a difference. You cannot just be there and just let it slide. You actually have to put an effort to make the difference that you can with the limitations that you have, and that's what we did. And fortunately, it was good enough for us to be made head boy, which was president of the whole institution, and that was a big deal. I remember. There was a day when they're like, you have to make a speech in front of the president, about the president. I'm like, okay, I'll give it my best. And to this day, I still get calls about that speech. People
I remember the speech,
Yeah.
the graduation.
Yes, exactly. Awesome.
So the question that has been on my mind, and I think I've asked you several times before the camera,
Yeah.
are you planning on creating a political party?
Wow, interesting. Well, creating a political party is not as easy as just waking up in the morning and doing it. It's a possibility, it can happen, but I'm not saying it will happen. Why? Because currently what I am doing, the plan of it is to make enough resources, right? Make enough money to fund your own political career first. So that when you get up there, you don't really have to make decisions based on the puppeteer that will be pulling your string saying, I put you there. So
You have to work
you have to
the
do this. Yes, exactly. So, but again, if you realize the system that is there, the political parties that are there, the political atmosphere that is there, there's a lot of good and equally bad on both sides, right? You cannot really lean towards this side, you cannot really lean towards this side, unless when it comes to election times, then you have to go through the manifestos and you say, I identify with this, so I'm going to vote for this party. You understand? I think that's actually the vile political atmosphere that is, required to say some of the voters that you got last year, if you don't deliver, should be in a position to want to listen to you again and get approval from you again. Because if you can't then convince them, then they can sway to where they feel like they actually belong. So with me, it's more like, let's make money now, and then when we get to the finishing line, we'll say we're switching over to mainstream. We then weigh the options. What's better? Is making a new political party better for the people? Are the people going to benefit from that? Because at the end of the day, what we need to do is unite the people more than just divide them. Like for instance, currently, we're so divided. A vote, that's supposed to go to the president is going to be split towards maybe 25 candidates. Whereas you realize that within those 25 candidates, they share two similar trades, so they can either fall around A or B.
Yeah.
Yes. So with me, it's more like get to the finishing line, and when you get to the finishing line, what's better? Is joining political party A better, or joining political party B better, or creating your own political party with totally different emphasis from everything else? Because you cannot say I'm starting in a political party. All right, what are your traits? What's your manifesto? I want to create jobs. I want to do this. I want to do this. But then political party A is already offering those things. What new thing are you putting on the table? Why can't you just contest for political party A's seat and
Yeah.
So I'm more of a unifying person. I don't like it when people are exactly, yeah. Because what we need to go forward is to unite.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is our future game changer, Sylas. Next year on our nominees, let's do voting for our future game changer. I'm gonna pay for this.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Definitely.
So we had Sylas today. Ladies, he's not married. It's fake him. You can take him. He was our main crush today. Main. That crush.
Taking both cycles. Awesome.
So thank you very much. Don't forget to vote for the AFIS Awards, and don't forget to show up and come there. Ticket is only $50. You can find it at Royal Infinity Bags, or here with us at the offices, the first floor. Guys, have a good day.